What's up, everybody? This week's video, I'm going to be showing you guys some excerpts of a speech I did in Atlanta about a year or so ago on different martial arts and how they relate to law enforcement. So what are some of the best arts for a police officer? What are some of the strengths and weaknesses of different arts? So I'm gonna break it up into multiple sections. So this first video is going to be related to striking based arts and my thoughts on the strengths and weaknesses of striking based arts for a police officer. So go ahead and check it out. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want more. And by the way, this content is based on my book, Stop Resisting. I encourage you to check that out as well if you're interested in learning more about martial arts for police officers. It's available on Amazon.com. But go ahead and check out the video.
So in case you guys don't, in case some of you may not have an understanding or a background in martial arts, I want to give you guys the categories of martial arts and the strengths and weaknesses of each. Right? So we got three categories: so striking, weapons, and grappling based. Right? So if you were to break it down into three categories, that's how it would. There is a fourth category which you can consider like the hybrid. But if we were to isolate them, these will be the three. Right? So let's start with striking based. So the strengths of striking based training. One is the most common type of attack. Right? So if you are in any fight, use of force encounter, you are likely to be punched in the face. Right? So consider this the most common type of attack. Learning to counter this type of violence is important. If the first time an officer has ever been punched in the face is when they're out there in a real situation, I think it's a problem, right? Because the shock of that impact can completely take that spirit away and change the situation for the negative, right? So striking arts do have their strengths when it comes to countering. And then also, it's a great supplement to control tactics. I personally feel the emphasis should be on control rather than the idea of beating a person into submission. But using striking to supplement that can certainly be of benefit to the officers to help improve position. As far as weaknesses, one, it looks bad on camera, right? As we know, everybody has cameras and everything is being recorded. And so if we're in a situation where our only resort is punches, how does that look to the public? Whether justified or not. And if there's a better tool to gain comparable, if not better control, why not utilize that tool, right? And often striking can also escalate violence. Right? You're trying to tell someone to calm down, but you're hitting them, right? You try to be calm when someone is striking, right? So it's one of those things where it can actually cause the adverse effect. And then injuries to the officer and the civilian. I'm going to focus on the officer here. Mike Tyson. Everybody knows Mike Tyson. You know he broke his hand in a street fight, the peak in his career? Right? So a person who's trained to throw punches at a world-class level broke his hand in New York. He got into a fight with a gang member and broke his hand. Knocked the guy out, but he broke his hand. So the idea of the reliance on striking, it really has to be tactical if it's done, and understanding that the skull is much harder than these small bones in the hand, right? So that presents a limitation when it comes to making that an area of reliance.